So in this session I want to show you how to run a groove from Photon to Xeon. So I'm going to apply it to a classical MIDI file. So this is AUM. I already have Xeon loaded with the chosen percussive type sound. If I load up Photon, an audio unit, open it, resize it. Okay, you will see here, if you do the inputs to Xeon, you have a choice of iPad 1, 2, 3, 4 and through. So pick through. If we go back to Photon, you'll see this setting here is for all the outs to go to through only. I'm not using individual pads, so I don't need to have the individual outs. So let's load in something like the AllaTurka from Mozart. If I do show, it shows you the buffer. So these are the musical notes. I can unfold them and fold them. So if you fold them, then basically they are shown with just the dynamic range, the high and low notes. So we want to put those into a buffer. So I should assign it to buffer 1, to pad 1. So once it's here, these play buttons become available. You can either play all or play individual. There's a bit of a delay before the buffer starts. Right, so now I want to show you how to apply a groove to that. So I've got a groove template here, so that buffer is in the pad, but in the internal buffer you have the original MIDI file. So let's load a groove. Let's pick this one, do load groove, and it will show you the groove. It's actually just one note with a rest after it, so this count is wrong, but it's actually small. This count shows the buffer. Okay, so it's just one note with a rest in it. Shows you down here it's half a beat long, so half of this one line here, one segment. Each white line here represents a beat. Okay, so if I apply the groove, it will apply this MIDI pattern, which is 1, 0, think of it like that, to the original buffer we have. You can tap this, just go through the buffers. This is the original internal buffer, this is the groove, these are the pads. Okay, so if I do apply groove, the internal buffer has now changed to match that groove. You can see here it applies to timing, so this moves just the start beat. Okay, so if I hide that, in the buffer now is the modified groove. I'm going to assign that to pad. Buffer to pad 1. So if I play that now, you'll hear a slightly different version of AllaTurka. So the notes here have been laid out one after another, except for chords which will occupy the same note, same beat. Non-chords are split over half beats as in the groove, according to this pattern. So you hear a completely different AllaTurka. Now it's in a pad, so if I go to pad controls, I can transpose this. While it's playing. I can modify the velocity to make it quieter. It is just a 0 to 100 percentage of propagation. At the moment it's playing infinite loops, but I could make it just loop. There's a progress bar above the pad, above the red pad. The green bar you'll see is moving. You could modify the start beat and the duration. Now the tempo division at the moment will restart the pad for playback. I do intend to make that on the fly. Let's run it twice as fast. Go to 8 times as fast. This one slower feedback. So that slower playback will be useful for analysing MIDI files. So something you played, you can listen to it slower. This can go down to 1/28. So if you're happy with that, you could basically save that as a new file, because it's the internal buffer that's been copied to the pad 1. You'll see it added to the list. And then if you want to, you could share it. To any other application that accepts MIDI, like Norton. Okay, and there you see in Norton all of the notes laid out one after the other. It's very different to if you go into here, load in the original AllaTurka. I don't need to load it in, to be honest. I can just share. This is the original one with all the notes playing chords.